Have you ever felt a deep shift within yourself? A moment where everything just clicked into place? Where something that once held you back suddenly released its grip, and you stepped into a new way of thinking, feeling, being? Was there ever a time when you believed something so strongly, only to realise later it was never really true? It was just a thought, a story, a pattern that you'd repeated so many times that it felt real until it wasn't. Can you remember a time when you changed your mind about something? When what you once resisted suddenly made perfect sense? When what you once feared became something that you could laugh at? When something you thought was impossible became second nature? As you think about that now, as you reconnect with that moment, you may start to notice something. You're accessing that feeling again, that realization, that clarity, that shift. And like that, you're stepping into a space where transformation is not just possible, but inevitable. You see, belief is nothing more than a thought you've repeated so many times you forgot it was optional. And if one belief can be questioned, rewritten, reframed, then what else can be rewritten? What else can be let go of? What else could be set free? Have you ever questioned something you once took for granted, only to realise the moment you did, it lost its power over you? And if that's the case, then what happens when you begin to question a belief that's held you back? What happens when you realise that doubt, fear, hesitation, they're just patterns, just habits, just echoes of old conditioning? And what happens when you step outside of that, when you release it, when you allow something new to take its place? Was there ever a time when you surprised yourself, when you did something that you thought you couldn't do, when you looked back and realised that the person that you once were could never have imagined the person you've become? And if that's true, then isn't it also true that you're capable of more than you realise? That every limitation is just a belief waiting to be changed, just a thought waiting to be reprogrammed. So as you sit there, as you feel the space between your thoughts, as you notice the way your mind is shifting, expanding, opening, you might wonder, what would it be like to step fully into that new way of thinking now? Because as you think about this, as you feel this, as you allow this realization to sink in, you're already changing. And as you change, as you integrate this, as this becomes a part of you, a deeper part, an unconscious part, you might find yourself smiling because something inside you already knows. The old patterns are fading. The new beliefs are installing. The change is happening. Isn't that interesting when you think about it? How deep can this go? How far can this expand? And how soon will you notice just how different everything feels? Because when you wake up tomorrow, when you find yourself responding differently, thinking differently, feeling differently, you'll know it's worked, hasn't it?